Okay, so the way we need to look for clues is for listening for question words or things that will take us in the correct direction. Yeah. So can you see my screen? Part 2, you will hear a question or statement and the 3 responses spoken in English. They will not be printed in your test book. We're going to do it online. Select the best response to the question or statement and mark the letter A, B, or C on your answer sheet. Like I said, we're going to be doing this online, so we will have A, B, and C on our screens. Now, one thing about the listening test is that we cannot move ahead, we cannot go faster. We have to go at the same pace as the questions come. So the question will appear and you'll be given the answers, and you have to wait a certain amount of time before we automatically go on to the next question. So it can be hard sometimes to keep concentration. It can be quite monotonous, boring. So let's have a look at some examples of the part 2. And we're going to listen for clues of how we're going to respond. Okay.
Number 7. Who will organize the company barbecue? A.
A delicious dish.
B.
Until 12 o'clock.
C.
Peter is in charge.
Okay, so this one's quite fast. Can you all hear this? Can you let me know in the chat, please, if you can hear it? Okay, thank you. So let's look for some clues of how to answer this.
Number 7. Who will organize the company barbecue?
Okay, so we have who will organize the company barbecue. Now we have a question word, who. So we know from that we're listening for a name. Yeah, because who is the question word for people.
A.
A delicious dish.
B.
Until 12 o'clock.
C.
Peter is in charge.
Okay. So we can't have a delicious dish because a delicious dish isn't a person. So we can automatically rule that out. Then we have until 12 o'clock. So until would be a question, would be an answer for when. Yeah? Or how long. So we have the question word who, so we need to listen for the who. So that would be
Number 7. Who will organize the company barbecue? A.
A delicious dish.
B.
Until 12 o'clock.
C.
Peter is in charge.
So Peter is in charge. So we have our answer. It cannot be anything else. We have the question word who, so we need a person. So Peter is in charge. Okay, let's continue.
Number 8. Which meeting room did we book?
So which meeting room did we book? Remember, book means to organize something. So which meeting room did we book? We have a choice. Which asks about a choice. So we should be listening for a response that gives us an answer to that choice.
Tomorrow's presentation.
B.
They are on my desk.
C.
The same one as last time.
Until 12 o'clock.
C.
Peter is in charge.
Okay.
Number 8. Which meeting room did we book?
Which meeting room did we book? So we're looking for a choice, a response to that choice.
For tomorrow's presentation.
For tomorrow's presentation. Well, for gives a reason. So we would expect a why question. So we can't use that.
B.
They are on my desk.
They are on my desk. Well, it cannot be that either because it was a which question, not a where question or a what question.
C.
The same one as last time.
The same one as last time. So that's going to be our answer. We have the question, which meeting room did we book? And she responds, the same one as last time. So the same one as previously. The same one as the last meeting. Check on, okay.
Number 9. Can someone give the client a parking pass?
This one's quite tricky, this question. We have, can someone give the client a parking pass? Okay, so we're asking for someone to do something for us. Can someone give the client a parking pass? Now that the answer is a little tricky, let's have a listen and see what you think.
He arrived by taxi.
B.
We sell cars.
C.
I think I'll pass this time.
Okay, let's listen again.
The client a parking pass? A.
He arrived by taxi.
So he arrived by taxi. Now that's not immediately obvious if it's the answer or not, because the question was a can question. And normally with can questions, we have a yes or no. Yes, I can, no, I can't. So in this case, we need to keep listening and see what the other responses are.
B.
We sell cars.
We sell cars. So this one we can disregard because the question was can someone give the client a parking pass? So the response, we sell cars, isn't correct.
C.
I think I'll pass this time.
I think I'll pass this time. So here we have the word pass used in two different ways. You have a parking pass, so that's permission to park. And you have, I think I'll pass, which means I don't think I'll do it this time. So you have the word pass used in two different ways to basically to try to confuse you. Okay, so that doesn't fit either. So that means we're left with the first response.
The client a parking pass? A.
He arrived by taxi.
He arrived by taxi. So through elimination, that is our answer. He arrived by taxi. So that implies that he doesn't need a parking pass because he doesn't have a car. He came by taxi, so it's not necessary.
C.
B.
We sell cars.
C.
I think I'll pass this time.
Okay, so the only one that fits
Number 10.
is the first.
Don't you need the conference room? A.
A business gathering.
B.
Time.
Number 10. Don't you need the conference room?
So here we have a negative question. Don't you need the conference room? So when we use negative questions, it's because we think that we are correct, but we're asking for confirmation. Okay, so don't you need the conference room? So the person speaking thinks that someone else needs the conference room, and they are asking for confirmation of that fact.
A business gathering.
A business gathering. So this isn't a response to a don't you need the conference room? Well, it's easy to make the assumption that the answer will be or yes or no. Yes, I do, no, I don't. Okay, so that's something that we're looking for unless something else is implied. But the first response there doesn't fit.
B.
Yes, should I book it?
Okay, so we're looking for a yes or no answer. There we have a yes answer. So depending on our final response, we should be thinking right now that that is our answer.
C.
The room across the hall.
Okay, the room across the hall. We don't have a where question. We have a question asking for confirmation. So from there, we can say that response B was the correct answer because it was a yes response. So don't you need the conference room question? Okay, I want you to think about the next one yourselves. Okay, so I'm gonna open the chat. I'll play you the question.
Number 11.
When did Mr. Liu retire from the company?
Okay, when did Mr. Liu retire from the company? So you have a when question. So our automatic thought should be that,
Teacher,
hello,
sorry for the interruption. Hello, I have to give the computer to my cousin. She is borrowing the computer to me, and
okay.
she needs her computer. There's a problem if I gotta go.
No, I'll post the YouTube link later.
Okay, in the email.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we are going to work just in the TOEIC part like this.
Yeah, I mean, I gave you the websites. Have you
Yes,
used practice websites?
yes, I am practicing.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Okay, thank you. Bye. Sorry.
thanks. Okay, so we have when did Mr. Liu retire from the company? So we can be thinking there that when means we need a time. Yeah, so last week, last year, 10 years ago. Or it could be a future time. Let's see our answers and you can think about those.
An accountant. B.
Hall.
Number 11.
When did Mr. Liu retire from the company?
Okay, so when did Mr. Liu retire from the company? When is the time? So let's listen.
An accountant.
An accountant. That's not an answer to a when question. If we asked about Mr. Liu's job, then that could be a possible answer. But as it stands, we can disregard that one.
B. Last summer.
So last summer gives us a time and it gives us an appropriate response to when, a when question.
C. His health was getting worse.
His health was getting worse. Well, that gives us a reason. So that would be an answer to a why question. A why did Mr. Liu retire? Not when. Okay, so we need to be careful when we're listening that we can identify the question words correctly. Okay. Because the questions here are designed to confuse or to, if you don't hear correctly, then they're designed to confuse you. So we really need to concentrate when we do this.
Number 12. Who should I contact for a quote on new flooring?
Okay, did you get that? Who should I contact for a quote on new flooring? There's a who question. So we can be thinking, we need a person. So let's look at our answers and then we can discuss what you think.
A.
In the next 2 months.
In the next 2 months,
Heber
B.
Contractors is the best.
something contractors, I didn't quite hear that, is the best.
C.
Add some quotation marks.
And add some quotation marks. So, which one do you think is the most appropriate there? Listen again.
Number 12. Who should I contact for a quote on new flooring? A.
In the next 2 months.
B.
Heber Contractors is the best.
C.
Add some quotation marks.
Okay, so which do you think is the best answer? A, B, or C? What do you think? So the question is a who question. So it's going to be asking about people. Our first response was in 2 months. So that's not a response to a question about people. Then we have the response about the contractors. And then the final one,
A.
In the next 2 months.
B.
Heber Contractors is the best.
C.
Add some quotation marks.
add some quotation marks. So that's just offering advice. So the contractors are people that work on things. So in this case, we can imagine that they are flooring contractors. So that would be our best response.
Some quotation marks.
Number 13. Could you shovel the snow on the walkway?
Could you shovel the snow on the walkway? So a good question is a polite way of asking for someone to do something. So we can imagine that our response is going to be a yes or a no or a sure or an okay. Let's listen.
They don't sell shovels.
B.
Sure, I'll go out now.
C.
Just across the bridge.
Okay. So it's a polite request. Could you shovel the snow on the walkway? And we have a response.
C.
Add some quotation marks.
Number 13. Could you shovel the snow on the walkway?
Okay, so could, polite request. Like I said, we're looking for a yes or no or sure, okay, to respond to that.
A.
They don't sell shovels.
They don't sell shovels. Okay, so again, we've got a word being used again to try and confuse us. Could you shovel the snow on the walkway? Shovel here is a verb. Okay, so it's asking, can you remove the snow? In our response here, they don't sell shovels. Shovels is a noun. Yeah, so it's one we need to be careful of.
Sell shovels.
B.
Sure, I'll go out now.
Sure, I'll go out now. So our original question was a polite request, and we have a response, sure. So far that was our best answer.
C.
Just across the bridge.
Just across the bridge. Well, this is trying to confuse us by the meaning of walkway. So where a walkway can be a peatonal bridge crossing. But we know that that's wrong because it's not a good response. Like I said, we're looking for a yes, a no, a sure, or an okay. And we got that in B.
Number 14. Has the new intern showed up yet? A.
Until Christmas.
B.
I submitted it yesterday.
C.
I haven't seen him.
Intern showed up yet?
Okay. I want you to do some by yourself and give me the reasons why you think they're correct. Remember as well in the test that we only hear everything one time. Okay, we only hear the question once, we only hear the answers once. So we need to be focused.
Number 14. Has the new intern showed up yet?
So has the new intern showed up yet? Okay, so we're asking, what's the question in the present perfect? Has the new intern showed up yet? Remember, show up is a phrasal verb to means to arrive. So has the new intern arrived? Let's have a look at the answers. I want you to discuss them amongst yourselves.
Until Christmas.
So until Christmas,
B.
I submitted it yesterday.
I submitted it yesterday.
C.
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him. Okay, so the question was in the present perfect. So it makes sense to think that the answer is going to be in the present perfect as well. Let's listen again. I think I've gone too far.
Contact for a quote on new flooring. Number 15.
For contractors is the best.
B.
Sure, I'll go out now.
C. Intern showed up yet? A.
Until Christmas.
B.
I submitted it yesterday.
C.
I haven't seen him.
Okay, so what do you think is the best response to that one? Do I not have? What do you think is the best response? So the question is in the present perfect. Which response do you think is the best? Anyone? Well, the question is the present perfect, so it makes sense that the response is in the present perfect. The first response doesn't make much sense.
I submitted it yesterday.
It's the second one.
C. Number 14. Has the new intern showed up yet? A.
Until Christmas.
Okay, until Christmas doesn't make any sense. We would be expecting a when question or a how long question to have that kind of response. So that doesn't work.
I submitted it yesterday.
I submitted it yesterday. The intern is a person. In this case, it's a man. So I submitted it yesterday. We're talking about an object. So it can't be possible either. That only leaves us with C.
C.
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him. Okay, so that's going to be our answer. We've got a question in the present perfect and the response in the present perfect. Remember, when we use the present perfect, we're talking about experiences. So the experience of seeing, or in this case, not seeing the intern today.
Number 15.
Is the break room out of coffee?
A. We will watch it at tea time. B. 2 new flavors. C. No, I just made some.
Okay, so we have the question, is the break room out of coffee?
B.
I submitted it yesterday.
C.
I haven't seen him.
Number 15.
Is the break room out of coffee?
So what does out of mean in this case? Is the break room out of coffee? So remember, if you are out of something, it means that that is finished. So she's saying, has the coffee in the break room been finished? Is it out of coffee?
A. We will watch it at tea time.
We will watch it at tea time. Well, watch what? What can that be referring to? It can't be referring to the coffee. Why would you watch coffee? Okay. So we can disregard that answer.
B. 2 new flavors.
2 new flavors. She said, is it out of coffee? Not. Do we have more flavors? Okay, so that doesn't make any sense either. Okay, so we can disregard things just by quickly analyzing the responses.
C. No, I just made some.
No, I just made some. So it's responding to the question, is the break room out of coffee? No, I just made some. So it's saying that the coffee hasn't been finished. There is still coffee in the break room. Okay. To do some of these on your own, but no one's talking in the chat, so please can you, for the next one, talk in the chat and give me your response of what you think, okay?
Number 16.
Aren't you leaving on a business trip tonight?
A. 2 tickets for Birmingham, please. B. Yes, everyone arrived safely. C. The itinerary was changed.
Okay. We'll listen again.
2 new flavors. C. No, I just made some. Number 16.
Aren't you leaving on a business trip tonight?
Okay. Aren't you leaving on a business trip tonight? So we have another negative question. So the speaker thinks they are correct, but they are wanting to confirm that the information that they think is correct is actually correct. So aren't you leaving on a business trip? So we can imagine our response is going to be yes or no.
2 tickets for Birmingham, please.
Okay, 2 tickets for Birmingham, please. So that's not a yes or a no. It doesn't really make any sense in the context, because the first speaker is obviously a colleague or a family member, whereas in that response, the guy is talking to a ticket agent or someone at an airport or a bus station, train station.
B. Yes, everyone arrived safely.
So here we have a yes response, but it doesn't fit the original question. So yes, everyone arrived safely. We're not talking about everyone in the question. We're asking specifically about that man, not about everyone.
C. The itinerary was changed.
The itinerary was changed. So here we have a response which talks about a trip. So in our original question, we have the word trip. In the response here, we have the word itinerary, which is the plan for a trip. Yeah. How you're going to carry out a trip or a journey. So that would be the best response in this case. Time is it? Got 19. We've only got 10 minutes. Does anyone have any questions about these type of questions in the listening part 2? I think I'll send you the MP3 so that you can listen yourselves. Okay. There are another 15 questions, so it's going to take too long. We can't finish them all today. So I'll send you that, and you can listen and practice yourselves. Okay. But I just want you to realize that how to recognize these little clues. You know, we have the question words, we have the question formation, and we can guess what kind of answer we're looking for. Okay, so I think we're not going to finish, but I'll just do a little bit of grammar, just a few notes. Okay, let's look. I've lost the thing. Okay. Okay, can you see the whiteboard? I don't like this, but it's let's think about question words. So we saw a few times in those examples that a question was asked, a when, why, where, and there are different answers designed to confuse us. So just be aware of the question words. Let's just have a quick look at these. So if we have a when question, we're listening for a time. So we have, when did Mr. Liu retire? So we know automatically that we're listening for a time, okay, in the time expression. And it can be in the past, it can be in the present, in the future. And it can be in different ways. We can have ago. So for example, 2 weeks ago, we can have in. We can have words like before. Yeah. So be aware of all the different ways that we can express time expressions. So if we have when questions, then we're thinking immediately about listening for a response with a time then, time expressions. Why? We ask them for reasons. So why did you go? Because I needed to buy a coat. Why did he retire? Because he was ill. We had ill health. So we're listening for ways of explaining things, giving reasons for how something is. Remember, where we have places. Okay, so we had where is the play being held? So we're listening for a place, and we can think where do these things take place? What's the best place for these things? And we can automatically think, yeah, and respond to the where. We have who. We had a few who questions in those questions. Remember, who doesn't necessarily mean one person. It can be plural. Like we had the contractors. Yeah. But who, as a question word, is always singular. One of our first questions was which meeting room? Which gives us a choice. I gave you the lists of phrasal verbs last week, but you should always be trying to practice on your own. Looking for new phrasal verbs, using apps, listening to whatever you can, watching TV, watching movies, watching podcasts, interviews. Like I said a few weeks ago, listen to things that you are interested in, because it's no good listening to things that you're not interested in. Okay. Okay, and then you have all the how questions, which is various. How long, how much, how often, how many. You should be able to quickly identify those anyway at advanced level. So that's not a problem. Okay, we have the present perfect question. So most of the time we'll be listening for a present perfect answer. Yeah, so we had, have you seen The Intern? No, I haven't seen it. Okay, so in most cases with a present perfect question, you will have a present perfect answer. A couple of negative questions in there as well. In a lot of these cases, because it's only two people talking, the structures as don't you or aren't you. Yeah, so don't you like fish? Aren't you going on vacation next week? Okay, and like I said, we're asking for confirmation of something that we think is correct. Negative. Okay. What else do we have there? Could. So the could question. Could questions are polite requests. So, like I mentioned, We'll be listening for a yes, no, sure, okay type of answer. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone? Any comments? Any questions? Any queries? Like I said, I'll send you this MP3 so you can listen to the rest of the questions. We'll do part 3 tomorrow. Listening part 3. So that's as covered in depth part 1 and part 2. We'll have more tutorials next week. We'll have 2 more after tomorrow, probably next Tuesday and next Thursday, maybe Wednesday. So remember, if you have any questions, then just ask me by email. Please remember to send me your forums, your essays, your videos. And again, if you have any questions about those, let me know that as well. Okay, I really need everything before Sunday, so I'm not marking 100 essays on Monday, 100 videos. So please send me that, send me those things as quickly as possible. Okay. So any questions? No? Okay. So I'll send you the Zoom invitation for tomorrow in the morning. We'll have it at 1 o'clock. And it'll be part 3. Okay. So thank you. And remember, if you have any problems, any questions, just email me. Okay. Okay. Have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks.
Thanks, teacher. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.